following is a presentation of Armory Uno, Division 2. Hello everyone and welcome back to Armory Uno's Medieval Mayhem here on the YouTube channel for Division 2. We are back with our final regional final of the round here, and it's going to be the Armory Region as we have number 6 seed Dxno taking on number 12 seed Faye, the big upset run here for this tournament, the only double-digit seed remaining in this bracket for both players. Been a long journey to get here, but now after this one you'll have someone make it to the final four for the very first time and also fill out the final spot in the Medieval Mayhem final four. We will see who ends up getting the win in this one, but for both would be crucial for them to get the win here, especially when it comes to their playoff hopes. Faye coming into this match with 4 wins, Dxno with 6. So a win here in the Final Four appearance would be huge in terms of making the playoffs. As for Dxno, it's the rookie season, and Faye did not qualify last season, so it could be a big opportunity here as we get into this one. But let's break it down here for both players on their paths to get to this regional final. We'll start with Dxno, who is the higher seed, and for Dxno, usually it's usually at the start of the season it's been very feast or famine for Dxno in their matches, but this run has been a bit of a close call run here, as Dxno has not had a game where it didn't go at least 6. Won against Sable 4-2, big win there. Then took down Bromy 4-2 to move on into the round of 16 for the second time this season. Got redemption from Tournament 1 in another close matchup. 4-3 win over Blue, another decent win to add to the resume, and then goes into the regional finals against Faye, who's coming on the other side here. And wow, what a run this has been for Faye. Started off with a 4-1 win over Tevin, and then the two big ones here: 4-2 over Odin, and then 4-0 over Cage. Had a bit of a card advantage in the Cage match there, but nonetheless a big win there, as Faye denies Cage his 3rd straight regional final and instead takes his place to try to make it into the final four. So we'll see how this one plays out here, but big time match here as we determine the last spot in the final four. You'll see or 3 players currently confirmed. We got Netherlands versus Netherlands in the Tavern vs Castle final four matchup, Grajon v Marvel. And then over in the Armory Blacksmith, the winner of this one will face the 1 seed at the Lemon, who is in his 2nd final four, and very much has looked to be the best player so far this season. So whoever wins this one is going to have a very tough opponent ahead in the final four, but both will be playing for the right to get there and face off against what is also a very big opportunity for a massive quality win boost. So we'll see who ends up getting it done here, but let's go into the table. Gonna run solo commentary on this one here. That we are 8 hours removed from the Tavern regional final, where Rajan was able to defeat Bree 5-1. But now we go into this one with both Dxno and Faye in VC. We also have Nova as the ref. But we'll go to our players here before we start. Dxno, over to you. Yeah, I mentioned before how in the write-up I accidentally said this was your first best of nine, but that was not true. You had the best of nine in tournament one, but that was not the ideal result for you. But you come back in here with a little bit of experience over Faye, who is entering their first best of nine actually. Um, just kind of how are you feeling going into this one? Your first regional final, have a shot to make the final four, and just kind of general mindset going into this one. Alright, Dino typing. I need to quickly update the scoreboard because Faye has a Breeze logo from yesterday. But that's a quick fix at least. Actually, actually think Faye also has the wrong colors. Let me get the right colors on this one. It's more of a cyan. Okay, yeah. Alright, Alright, for Dino, feel like this game could be pretty close. All the regional finals have been the closest except for one, and knowing some of my games this tourney, if face around this could easily go to 9 games. Optimistic to at least 3-1 comeback has boosted my morale, so anything is possible. So, yeah, I mean, Dino is coming off that comeback. Definitely has a good opportunity to kind of push forward here, and keep things rolling off that. Usually kind of get a little bit of a power up when you make a comeback like that. So we'll see if Dino can use that to their advantage. Going to Faye here. I'm looking at this now. I actually believe this is your first ever stream. So that's a bit of a interesting. This is a bit of a interesting tidbit here. But you go to stream for the first time. I actually was trying to look at your scoreboard colors and then realized we didn't have any, so I had to kind of make up something on the fly. But uh, Fair enough. Well, the deeper the bracket run, the more opportunities you get, and you get the VOD on the YouTube channel. But you go into this one first stream, but also you head up against Dino, who has been a pretty formidable competitor so far this season. You're on the big upset run. You're on the big breakout run. There's a lot of things you could say about your run. It's been a incredible showing from you this tournament, but from your perspective, what do you believe you have to do to keep the run going and make it to the final four as you look to take down Dino here? We'll see what Faye has to say here. But yeah, after this, we'll get started. But yeah, this is the final regional final here. After this, we'll have the final four set. I mean, there's a possibility we could have a match tomorrow, depending on how things go, but because once this is done, scheduling is probably going to open up. winner of this faces the lemon. Keep their medieval mayhem alive. Nova's been kind of like connecting, disconnecting a little bit here, so might be back, might not be, we'll see, but Nova will be the ref on this one here. Did end up having a bit of a later start than we were aiming for, but it is what it is. Had a slight issue with the YouTube, which is not surprising because YouTube has been very bad for the last few uh days. Yeah, once we see what alright, here we go. I think in the previous tournament I felt really intimidated against my opponents. For this tournament, I'm trying to take it easy myself and realize this is just for fun. I think I got unlucky with that, so I'll continue to try to have fun. Yeah, so I mean, I guess with that I can mention like sometimes the mentality change can go a long way, and I think for Faye, the mentality change there was just kind of being nervous and like kind of intimidated by like higher seeds because like I mean Faye has kind of unfortunately been stuck in like the lower seed slums for a little bit, but big run like this will definitely help her get out of it. But also just kind of the change of mentality of kind of getting intimidated by the higher seeds going into just kind of taking it easy and having fun has definitely paid dividends. And now Faye knocking on the door, maybe making their first Final Four, but they gotta win 5 games first to do it. We'll get things started. Nova already set up the game. Just gonna be Dino to give the game one call here as we get things started. Alright, gonna open up with 12. Should be. Alright. Well, here we go. Final regional final is underway, and it's gonna be a green 7 to open this one up. We are underway. We'll see what Dino ends up starting off with here. But we're gonna be a early double play here, reverse into the green 6. I need to reload this card. Oh no, that's not good. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to try to figure out what's going on with the scoreboard here. But the refreshes are not working. Maybe it didn't update. It may not. There we go. Alright, well, technically you need to log this to get the timer right, but I have to reload it. We're looking at about a minute 43. Somewhere in that range, alright. But anyways, we run yellow. Both ran out on green here. It took the switch from Dino to break things up, and Faye drawing again, so not the start they were hoping for. And Faye gonna get out of the yellow right away after drawing, getting switch into the red. question is, does that play into Dino's hand here? As Dino has only had to draw once, and Faye gonna throw 2 extra cards Dino's way, so brings things back to a little bit more even. Dino cannot believe it. Maybe we could throw him back to that red there, but gonna keep things going. Faye gonna go for the switch here in the blue. But no, Dino says not so fast, crossover into yellow. Faye was drawing on this before here, so this may not be good for Faye. Faye gonna use the wild to go in the green, so we get an indirect rainbow. Technically doesn't count because it's not a green 9, but that's gonna force Dino the draw there, so that's big for Faye here. Has the opening. Faye down to 6 cards. If Faye with a big run here and looking for the finish. And Faye's got it. 6 card run to the end there. And a big way to end that game. Faye going to go up 1-0. 353. Okay, it was close. But yeah, a big run there to the end. Ends up getting a 6-bagger, and I mean, uses that wild to really help things out. And yeah, I mean, I think with kind of the lineup there, works out for Faye, and I mean, especially the wild help there, because Faye was gonna only be able to do that in that way on the green and or an extra turn on the blue. So, it ends up working out well for Faye here, as she'll get it done in game 1. I think the only thing I have to ask you, Faye, is kind of what you end up getting on the draws there. I mean, you drew 3 times in that game, and you do end up having a few ammo cards to link up to that finish there. Did you end up picking up the wild or any of those reverses during the draws, or did you have some of that from the start? Ooh, and Dino was very close to the finish also. 4-card finish there. I'm assuming it was not green, though, based off the draw. Needed a different color. +2 game 2 +2s. And unfortunately for Dino, neither of them were on that green. Or maybe even the blue, based off the switch to yellow. Start the wild and yellow and blue reverses. Okay, so the wild was a hold, and then the reverses kind of just linked up. True the greens, extra blue reverse has to keep those true and yellow and green. Alright, so picked up some of it along the way, but some of it was also a hold, so I mean that's kind of that's good patience from Faye there, because I mean there was definitely some points where she was drawing and could have just let it rip, but and ended up holding on to it and uses it at the time where it ends up being most effective and gets it done. So yeah, we'll go to game 2 here. Dino's still with the call, looking to tie it up 1-1. The 12 did not work. I don't know what is going on with this scoreboard. Why are we resetting? Okay. Is the reset time there always been there? I don't think it has. Okay, whatever. We fixed it. Anyways, full send here for game 2. We start with the yellow reverse. I do think that was a new feature, actually, because I do not recall there being a reset timer, a reset time there, a reset time button, or not time button, like a setting because I was able to specify the minute and seconds. It just defaulted to 120 for some reason. Um, anyways, keep things going on the yellow here to start this game out. I would expect this to kind of just be a run on the numbers for the time being. Switching the blue. And both just continuing to run down the numbers here. And I mean, again, that's just kind of on. Usually, that's how most of these full sends start out. It's just kind of both players feeling it out, playing the numbers, and then at some point, someone will make a move. The question is, when does that happen? And sometimes it ends up being where the move ends up being a rapid chain of like switches, or even just like a straight up draw that ends up happening. Dino with a double play will take the outright lead with that one. Other than that, still just kind of running down the numbers here. Both players have yet to draw so far in this game. There's a bit of a delay there. I'm not sure what happened. But we resume. I just realized the event did not get started. I will just quickly do that now. And speaking of which, Dino is going to go with the wild blue here. So again, continuing the chain of cards being played here. Neither player wanting to draw. Faye continuing with just the numbers here. Faye has yet to play an ammo card yet this game. Dino has played 2 so far. But it's been working out to this point. And Fortune's going to run out there. Dino going to have to draw on that blue 7. Meanwhile, Faye able to use it to get the switch at the green. And now Faye in the lead after that one. Faye knocking on the door to make this a 2-0 lead here, but Dino says not so fast. We'll take the lead back with that one. Faye says, I hope this luck stays. Maybe looking at a finish here. +2 and the +4 goes into yellow. And another +4, double +4 there on the yellows to finish it off. And a very similar time to the first game, 3 minutes 55, or 3 minutes 57. I literally had that as the ending on the timer for game 1, so we didn't inverse there, but wow, 2 + 4 is there on that one, and that ends up being a plan A, so Faye had both of those on the start, and able to save them up to the finish, and it's going to be a 2-0 lead for Faye. That's been a good start for Faye, all things considered. I don't really have a whole lot to say for Faye there. I mean, ran the plan A, able to use the switches to their advantage, and not have to use the ammo early on, but I guess the only thing I have to ask is if Dino, if you had anything that you could have done there prior, or if you just kind of were stuck in a bad spot. Nah, okay. Decent finish, okay. Alright, well, go to game 3, and Faye has the red 5, green 0, green 3, green 5. Okay, so the number's finished, but still was a ways away. Alright, yeah, well, Faye has the call for game 3. It's been a good start so far for Faye. And gonna go with the OG7 here. Gonna actually go down. It's a bit of a change up in the card starts here for the series. And blue 3 will be the opener for this one, but sometimes with these 7 card starts, these can end up being a sprint, and Faye is not off to the best start here with the draw on the blue. Kind of with the blue 4. Blue skip from Faye, but just gonna leave it open. I think really Faye looking to try to disrupt. And maybe that achieves their goal. I don't know. They get the color switch, so maybe Faye can play, but Dino is not going to be able to play on this green. All right, Faye able to play on the green 6. And the question is, how much green does Faye have? And does Dino find a switch out of this? We'll find the switch there. And Faye gonna keep it going. On the green 5, Dino's still drawing a lot of green for Faye, and I think Dino is starting to regret that switch. Wow, this switch the green has given Faye what is seemingly the lineup they've needed to get things rolling, but that red switch should free things up, and it will. Dino gonna throw a +2 down. Throws Faye back a little bit. Faye can't believe it. Look to be running for the races, but gonna have to get held up a bit. Dino got the 0 switch on the blue. Faye able to play it even though they were drawing from before. But I don't think Faye is gonna want to stay on here for very long. And neither will Dino. And we gotta switch into the red. Dino gonna take the lead on that play. Both at low cards here. Both games have been right around the 4-minute bracket, but we're only at 2:30 here. Faye taking a second to type. We'll see what ends up coming out of Faye's hand here, if anything. Really long type here. Dino's starting to get a little bit nervous. Faye's also getting nervous. Alright, place the red 7. Both are down to 3 cards. Make that 2 for Dino. Faye is gonna power play here. And maybe looks to steal it, and wow, gets it done here with the +4. So Faye gonna use the power play to make it 3-0. So, technically, technically not a highway robbery per se, where it was just an immediate jump over. But I mean, the +4 definitely was gonna hurt Dino a little bit, but Faye gonna use it there, and it's gonna be 3-0 here. And another +4 finding its way in the Faye's hand, and unfortunately for Dino, it has not been the start to the series they were hoping for here. And yeah, we kind of lay into that 4-minute bracket here with a another one. These games have been Very consistent so far. Faye, my one question for you is you went for the power play there. Was there a reason you wanted to make the move there as opposed to holding on to it and maybe trying to get the win without it, where you kind of just go with the +4 into yellow on Uno and then try to finish on yellow? Stress and wanted to win now. Okay. All good. All good. Um, Dino, you said you had to finish on yellow. It's 3-0 at the moment here, but you do have the power play still. Uh, in your mind, what is going to be key for you to try and make a another comeback? As this would not be the first time you've had to make a comeback of this size. Power play, a little bot luck. A little bot luck can go a long way, but all about how you execute on it. Just have to hold on until luck switches a little. My favorite, like that, like in that blue game. All right. So Dino holding out here. Faye looking to try to keep things going. Faye will have the game 4 call. It's been all Faye so far. We'll see what Faye goes with here. Gonna go 1 up from the 7. Gonna go with 8. All right, we start getting things rolling, and it's a green +2 to open up game 4. If Faye has a +2, do they stack it? We'll see. They do not. Gonna close the door on that. All right, Dino with the green 6. Faye with the green 1. Ditto play there. I actually think that's the first ditto of the series. Um, so it kind of comes in late, but both are running to this finish here. Crossover in the red. Neither player has drawn yet, and neither player looks to be doing so. Both are running it down in numbers very quickly, but Faye is out on red. Can Dino keep it going? Dino tries to play the red dash. I don't really know what that was. Um, red 1. There we go. Yeah, question's gonna be, was that a switch too many for Faye there? We'll see. Kind of just depends on what they have. Oh my god, another +4. That is gonna be pure misery for Dino if that ends up being a top deck there. Um, but we go back in the blue. Blue skip, blue 1, double play there. Faye running it down now. Switch into red, looking to force the draw, and Dino will. Dino trying to breathe some life back into this game here. Does not want to go 4-0 down. Faye with the top deck. And Dino draws. That may have thrown off Dino. And both are gonna draw now, so that ends up forcing both into draw city. Let's see what Dino has. They are typing. Yeah, and that draw city is not gonna last for very long. We get a top deck wild going into the yellow. So Dino finally finding some of that top deck fortune here. Haven't really seen the yellow though. Only saw the one card on that yellow. So this is a bit of an unknown. No way. Yellow skip, yellow reverse. Alright, no. Dino with a jump scare on that one. Faye almost had the win there, but falls one card short. And Dino, I mean, I can't really say can breathe a sigh of relief right now because I mean we've seen how this game has gone. Not over until it says Dino has won the game, but Dino looking to try to get on the board with this one. Faye gonna draw again. What does Dino do? Dino could have a 50-50 here. And they're not going to want to, they want to make it a 100-0. Another wild, and they go with the green 9. Didn't want to take any risks on that one. I think I do think the double play on the yellows definitely bamboozled Dino. But able to get the win there in what ends up being the longest game of the series so far at 4 minutes 16 or something in that range. 4 minutes 15. Yeah, but yeah, Dino, you went for the power play there, used it up. Just kind of walk me through your thoughts there towards the end of and towards the end of that game, as there was definitely a lot of feelings on that one there. But did that impact your decision to go for power play there and make it a clean game from here on out? Didn't want to risk it. All I need is my foot in the door, and hopefully those two wilds are an indicator um, of the future. We'll see what's happening now. I got music going, so I'm jamming. I'm assuming one of those wilds was a top deck, but you end up having another one there. How long did you ultimately hold on to the second wild? Because it was definitely helpful in trying to navigate that finish for you. The second wild, because you had two. Were both draws or forgot where I got the first wild. Okay, yeah, because you had two wilds. Okay, got the first one from the +4. All right, so all right. Well, I mean the +4 kind of ended up working out for Dino, where they did get something there, but yeah, that will be game 4. We go to game 5. Dino with the call once again, looking to start building up a comeback here. And yeah, Dino hoping for the +4 diff to change. It's currently 4-0 here. Dino still looking for their first +4 of the series. All right, Dino gonna go straight down the middle with 10, which is kind of low for what they usually like going. So maybe a bit of a mix-up here. Yeah, for Dino really wants to try to get these next two wins here to make it 3-3. And here we go. Green 0 to start. I think it's another green start. Yeah. Last two games have been green starts here. And Steiner gonna go with a double play here off the bat. Minor inconvenience. Faye gonna switch it into blue. And that's gonna be a slap in the face from Dino here. +2. Faye feels disrespected by that move. Double blue 7 though. Oh, Dino with a wild here, going in the green. Dino making some moves here. Faye is, not sure what's happening. So we're back into the green. Faye is able to play it. Question will be for how long. Faye did ultimately switch off this green. Alright, and Faye gets out of it with the 3-card switch into red. Is Dino able to play it? Yes, Dino able to play it. Able to keep things rolling here. Did plan A for both. Ditto play there on the red too. And Dino is out on the red. Can Faye keep it going? Looking to try and build it back, but no. Going to be double draw there. Draw City on this red too. Dino with the top deck though. Dino will likely be looking for a quick switch here. Faye with nothing. We saw 2 blue 7s so far here. I think those were we saw 2 blue 7s and then the green 7, so that 7's going to be a little bit tougher to switch off of, but if Faye with the top deck now with the red 9, both just kind of getting those red top decks looking for the number they need to switch off of. If Faye gets a switch here, game is tied. And Faye will get the switch here, goes in the blue. Both running it down. Another Ditto play here on the blue one. And both are liking this blue here. And I stand corrected. Faye is out on blue. So is Dino. Wow, okay, so we're looking at both players having similar hands in terms of the colors right now. And now we're back in Draw City. Yeah, it does not look like much is really lining up for either player at the moment. But we'll see if these draws end up making the hand a bit more linear for both. Ooh, and Faye gonna get that switch off the draw going into yellow. And that's gonna break things open again. Back underway on this yellow. Both just running the numbers down. Again, I have not really seen a lot of ammo. I haven't really seen a lot of ammo as of yet. Saw some cards on the ammo, but not a whole lot. +2 there from Faye. Creating some separation here. For Faye really wanting to look to get one of these next two wins here, because that'll put her at either 4-1 or 4-2 and be at match point. And another wild here from Dino and go back into green. Will Faye like this? Faye able to play the green. Does Dino have a response here? Yes, +2 there. Had to figure there was something there. Dino would want to make that move and has the +2 to throw Faye back a little bit. So 2 more cards in Faye's hand as both continue to run low. Ooh, and Faye gonna switch it into the yellow. Or, I think, well, unless it's just lagging. There we go. Okay, well. Oh no. Uh, it's going a little bit slow. Alright, there we go. Dino drawing on this yellow here. Faye able to keep it going. Dino gets the top tick +4, and what a way to get your first +4 of the series. Big move there from Dino as they are able to get the +4 there. Throws off Faye. For Faye, now she has to go back to the drawing board. Oh man, Faye with the +6 here and leaves it open, leaving herself susceptible to getting a further stack here. We'll see what Dino does. Dino up to 8 cards. And yeah, gonna happen there. +2 there. Makes it a +6, and we go in the blue. So a little bit of a reset. Faye up to 12 cards here. This has been the longest game so far. We're approaching 7 minutes. But now a bit of a reset here. Dino at 6 cards, Faye at 12, make that 11 with the blue 5. And wow, Dino with nothing on this blue here, so mainly did the stack to just force more cards in the Faye's hand. We'll see if that ends up being a good or bad thing. And Faye was looking to keep it blue, but Dino switches it into yellow. Faye has some yellow here, likely from that +6. Looking to keep it running. Yeah, I think for both players, they've been just kind of taking it play by play, not rushing into any decisions. This one, I think that's kind of been a good trait for both, because don't want to run in and make a reckless play and put yourself in a bad spot. Faye running red, Dino gonna have to draw here. And Faye's out as well. So both out on this red here. Draw City picks up once again. And this has ultimately turned into a very tense game 5 here. Another draw from Faye. Dino with the red 3. And that's going to be the opening to switch the color and go to blue, crossover in the green though. Dino says not so fast. Faye is not pleased with that one. Gonna run with green for now though. We'll see if that's bot lag or if Faye did the wrong card. No, it's bot lag. Okay. I don't know what's going on. Alright, well, running green for now. I'm just checking something here. Yeah, I don't see any. Alright. Dino trying to run it down on green, but Faye with the wild into blue. Really trying to look for the block here, and will get the block. Faye says that was stupid. But it forced Dino to draw for now. Uh, no way. Gets another top deck +4, and that will do it. Wow. And I mean, Dino was hoping to find a little bit of that fortune here, and Dino is starting to find it. Got 2 top deck +4s. And Faye was really close to the end there. That's unfortunate. But unfortunately gets undone by the +4 top deck there. Is Dino gonna win that one in 10-25? Dino, I mean, you picked up two top deck plus fours there after not having a single one through the first four games. And that second one ends up saving you the game there. But just kind of your thoughts on how that game played out. Was definitely a more of an endurance one there. But oh, first plus four wasn't a top deck. Okay, first plus four was not. All right, thank you for clarifying. But just kind of how does that kind of swing affect you in terms of how you're playing this at one out and just kind of in general how are you feeling about that one? And while Don was responding, Faye, any comments on that one there? I mean, you said you were one move away from the win, but definitely looked a bit rattled there with how Dino was able to play that one. Top deck is when you draw and then you play the card you just drew immediately after. When if both of us draw on red because we don't have anything to like red for immediately play it. Yeah. Usually the most notable instance of top deck is when you top and when you get a +4 and then immediately play it. Remaining cards are yellow and blue skips, reverses, and a blue 6. Wow. Um so I'm wondering if um well, actually, no. If Faye played the yellow, she would have lost. I was about to say if Faye could have done yellow, but she would have lost because it's double playing from Dino. That would have been a fatal switch. So, um, think Faye was in a tough spot there, anyways. Um, anyways, feeling really good, but I think the bot's a little bit more even now. Making it 3-2 down 3-0 feels good regardless with no power play. All right, well, game 6 called Dino. It is yours. Looking to make it 3-3 here. Gonna go one up with the 11. Dino is liking this mid tier at the moment, and we're gonna start with the blue one. Faye really looking to try to get this win here. Does not want it to be 3-3. Wants to have that 4-2 advantage, especially going into her next homestand. Dino running blue here for now. Faye, Faye is feeling it right now, which may not be great. But we'll see. Blue 3. Dino with the blue now. We're still running blue. Alright. 3 card switch into yellow here. Faye will take the lead with that one. We go into yellow. Alright. Faye drawing on that yellow there, but gets a switch out into the red with the yellow 5. Tied game at the moment. Alright, well, okay. Dino tried to go with the yellow 2 there, but Faye crosses over back into the red and another crossover in the blue. A lot of switches and Faye gonna have to draw there. Very emphatic draw on that one. One that red got denied twice. And Dino able to roll on blue. Faye looking to get a switch, does not get it there. Dino looking to get another play down. Ditto play there, looking to force another draw. Faye gets the draw on that one. And Dino gonna have to draw on that one now, so both stuck on blue 4. Draws keep on coming here, and the slowness keeps on coming also. I don't know what's going on. You're gonna have to add to the swear jar. Uh, there is not, but we can pretend there is. Uh, I'm forgetting off the top of my head too. I think it was Dan. I don't remember. Draws keep on going here. Yeah, no one really able to find much here at the moment on this blue, and that's really kind of causing both to reset their hands because both are kind of in that double digit range. Because that was Dino is now back up to 10, Faye is up to 14. And that's gonna be the break that both need. Faye gonna switch it into the yellow and draw city is over. No, Dino still draws on the yellow. Oh man, that is not good for Dino. Faye able to play it. And Dino out of the yellow goes in the green. So that that second color draw does not last long. And a crossover in the red, Faye says no green, we're going red. Dino with double play there. First red 3, Faye with red 6. Back into green. Alright, both able to play this green now. Seven to 8 down with a slight lead. Dino a very critical game to win here. Looking to maintain that advantage. Alright, green 8. We have to switch to red. Now we'll see what Dino does. Dino gonna draw. And Faye gonna be able to keep playing. Oh man, is that another top deck +4? I'm not sure. That could have been a hold, but Dino playing the +4 in the green. But yeah, Faye getting thrown back here. The 10 cards. Crossover back in the red. Force trying to look for Another draw out of Dino. And Dino said not so fast. Switch in back into green, had double green 3. Alright, and Faye has had enough. Green plus 2. Technically, oh, played the green skip wrong. Very lucky, very lucky that it does not ruin the chain there. It she's gonna be able to retype that and get away with it. But all right, there we go. Gets the fix in there and switches it into red. So kind of eliminates the +4 just handed to them. And this time Dino gonna have to draw on the red, so Faye getting their way. Alright. Faye with the red one. We'll see how long Faye wants to run this red here. Dino is gonna be likely wanting to get out of here as soon as possible. Ooh, a red +2. And Dino has a blue +2. It's going to be a +6. And Faye cannot believe it. And Faye back of the 10 cards once again. Another 10-minute game here. Faye gonna return the favor a little bit with a +2. Another draw from Dino here. Faye with the blue 5. Alright. Faye back into that red. Dino had that switch in the blue, didn't have much, but Faye able to get out of there. Faye says they have every red, but Dino crosses over into the yellow 5, and that was after drawing on the 5. Oh, and that plays into what Faye needed there. Double play on that one. So Faye in the lead here. Dino looking for a response on this yellow. Alright, just gonna play yellow 3. The pace of this game has definitely slowed down a little bit here. Both are just kind of taking a bit more to just think through their plays. And Faye with the wild into red. For Dino likely gonna try to play defense, but nothing on red here. Feels like this is it. Red 1 here from Faye. Looking to run it on red. Dino gets the top deck red. Red 9. Will it matter, though? It may have mattered there. Draw from Faye. And now both are drawing. Faye is popping off here for a second. And gets the top deck +4. Wow, and Faye is going to make it back-to-back games where someone gets a top deck +4 for the win. And that was their first +4 since game 4. It comes at a crucial time for her as it's going to be a 4-2 lead here going into her homestand. And another longer paced game here as Dino with their back against the wall here. Gonna need to win 3 straight to win this series. But yeah, Faye gets it done. Faye, I mean, you were definitely just praying you were gonna switch to green, thinking I didn't have it, but it worked out. Faye, I mean, you were definitely stressing out there throughout the one. There was a lot of moves there where you were definitely freaking out a little bit on that one, but you ultimately get the win there with a kind of a reverse of roles there with the top deck +4 and another decently long game. Just kind of your feelings here after that one, and now going into your homestand where you just need one win to lock yourself into the final four. Swear I really did have it reread. What's the pin? Oh, yeah. Thank you. But yeah, Faye, just kind of how are you feeling after that game, and just kind of your thoughts going into your homestand? Dino saying it's possible for the comeback, which yeah, it is. I mean, Dino did win 3 straight in their last series to win it, so would not be out of the ordinary. Faye thinks it's impossible. Um, Only one more game. All right. Dino, just kind of any takeaways from that game there going into these last potential 3. Um, Blue thought the same. Yeah, that is true. Blue was looking to have it in the bag, and then Dino stormed back for the win. Uh, but we'll see how this goes. Game 7 call for Faye. 1 away for the victory. Dino says he's gonna keep their head up high and have a good attitude. So outlook has changed a little bit. Gotta use that. All right, game 7 call. Gonna be Faye's. Can't pick 7, 11, 12, or 15. If I can actually stay with the mid tier, gonna go with 9. Stop giving Faye 3 to 4 card chains. All right. Uh, Dino writing a letter of complaint, hoping that will turn things around. And we start with the yellow 4 here. Yellow 4, yellow 3, first play from Faye, yellow 8 for Dino, so both running yellow to start things out. Again, no power plays here. They both got used up in the mid game, so will not be seeing any of that, and that will not play a factor. This is going to have to be a straight finish from either player. Faye running yellow, but Dino is out. Only had 1 yellow off that start, so not a good start for Dino here. And Faye just continues to run this yellow. This has been an ideal starting color for Faye. Dino with the top deck looking to shake things up. And for now, looks like they may have shaken it up as Faye gonna draw out on yellow. Dino could be looking for the switch here, or could be settling into a draw city. We'll see. And the Dino does have the switch, goes in the red. Alright, red 0. So Faye actually did want that switch before, so that did throw off Faye a little bit. We'll see if that one extra drawn card throws off Faye's finish plan. Double play from Dino to try to bring the gap back down a little bit. Still very close here. Faye only has a possession arrow lead. Dino says risky. Gonna go into the blue with the wild. Faye with the +4 back into red. And the red 2. So she goes back into the red here, gonna snuff out that wild. What does Dino do here with 8 cards? Dino has another wild. Could have gotten that from the +4. Faye is immensely disappointed by that one and is gonna have to draw there. So Dino able to double down on that and double play on the 1. Faye gonna have to keep on drawing though, so not really the ideal spot for her to be in. Double blue 1 self ditto there. Dino really trying to force Faye to draw on this blue here. And with that has now taken the lead. Blue 7 from Dino. Another draw from Faye. I guess the question here is going to be, did Faye try to use that +4 too early? As Dino continues to run this blue down. Faye finally gets that switch back into the red. And now forces Dino to draw, so Faye able to salvage it a little bit. Gonna try to make up some ground here. Another top deck from Dino here. Won't matter for Faye. Gonna keep going on red. And Faye, I mean, mentioned in the last game, felt like she had every red in that one, and she's having a lot of red in this game as well, but it's going to run out here, and that's going to be draw city for both. Alright, well, no, Dino gets the top deck green, goes with the green 8. Faye able to play it, both looking to run it down, both are low on cards. Green 9 from Dino. And Faye with another switch into red. That looked to be the last draw that Faye had there. Wanted to make sure that didn't go as astray, and we're back in the draw city. Another top deck red from Faye with the red 2. And all this maneuvering has allowed Faye to retake the lead here, but still drawing on this red here. You're not going to find your finish on this color. Yep. Bolt still drawing here, and I mean, the back half of this series has definitely been longer paced. We saw some decently quick games around 4 minutes to start things off, and now we've kind of settled more into a longer paced kind of game here. Dino able to find the +4. And the +2 to stack onto it as well. That green +2, oh man. Green skip, blue skip, wow. And what Dino just finds it right there. And that is the third game in a row that ends on a top deck +4. That is unbelievable. But another top deck +4 comes in clutch here as Dino just gets a 6-card finish there. And wow, I mean, ran the yellow, green, and the blue, ran the other 3 colors, and able to get that one done. And I mean, what a crazy turn of events at the end of that game as it goes 6 minutes 18 seconds. Um, but yeah, Dino, I'm assuming that was a top deck +4 to line that one up, unless you had something else there. Definitely one of the connecting cards. It was, yeah, okay. Another one there comes into play, but yeah, well, for Faye, looking to try and close this one out here in game 8, but this will be Faye's last call. Faye wouldn't switch on the blue or green. Yeah, I mean, well, the no switch to blue or green was definitely allowing Faye to keep things going, but I was looking to settle into Draw City, and then bam, plus top deck +4 kind of ruins that plan. So 4-3 now. Faye with the call for game 8. I will be curious to see what Faye decides to go with here, because this has been the game pace has definitely shifted. You can't do 7, 11, 12, or 15. Yeah. All right. Yeah, so those are the ones off the board here. And Faye gonna go with the OG full send here with 13. We'll try to look towards that higher tier to close this one out here. Green 3 to start. And game 8 is underway. We have not had a game 9 yet in this round here. All 3 matches have had different results. If we go to game 9, that will make it where all 4 end up having a different result. But Dino looking to make their second straight comeback here as we roll on green to start. Well, got a few switches here and there. Was looking to run red, but Faye switching it back into their old reliable color of red. Yeah, both are running it down pretty quickly. Double play here from Faye with the +2. Gonna throw Dino up to 10 cards. Faye with a solid lead here after that one. We'll see how Dino responds to this one. Again, needs to win this one to force game 9. Double play here. Faye getting concerned by the long wait on the play, but it's going to be just double. We're reverse red 1. Faye looking to continue the ride down on red. I'm gonna go for the risk here. Switches in the yellow with the wild. And that looked to be the switch Faye wanted. Plays the yellow 6. And there's going to be a +2 coming here. And it's going to be a +6 going in the blue. Dino down the 4. I'm looking at the stats here. That the double +2 there is going to give Dino the +2 lead. I actually am looking at this overall. This has been looking to be a very even game on ammo because Dino has the 8-3 advantage on wilds, Faye with the 6-4 on the +4s. And then slight advantage on the skip, and then slight advantage on the skips, even reverses. So I would expect this to be a very even CSM. Blue 8 here. Dino running it down. Gets the Uno, and it's a 4-card finish, and we are going to game 9. Able to run it on the blue. And gets the win. Wait. Wait a second. Okay, there we go. They made a slight error there, but all right. Well, game 9 here. Um, but yeah, Faye is leaving the call right now, trying to lock in, or they're joining in and out. I don't know what's going on, but all comes down to this here, game 9. I guess for both, I guess we'll go to Dino here. I mean, you were able, you set risky on the yellow there, but it ends up paying off there. And you get a win. Again, this was not the first time you've been in this spot here. You were down 2-4, you brought it back to 4-4 here, and now we're going into game 9 here. Just kind of your thoughts heading into this final game. And then for Faye, same thing. We're going into the final game here, where it'll be winner takes all. Winner goes to the final 4. Just kind of your thoughts here in this very climactic final game here. And reminder, winner of this will face the Lemon in the final 4 here, so both looking to win this game to get the opportunity to play against the Lemon and have a shot of making it to the final joust. But alright, if I could close it out, this has to be a top tier tournament running to 2. I don't care if I immediately go out in the final 4. Feeling good right now, just to keep it up. And then for Faye, luck on the cards has definitely died down. I think Faye has something else to say on that. Dino has been hoping and praying a little too hard for these cards. Alright, so Faye is hoping that Dino does a little less praying. Alright, well, Bob, please give a complaint close to you for just one more game. Alright, well, this is it. Final game of the series. Game 9, Dino will have the call. Winner takes all. What will the call be here? Alright, there you go. You can't do 8, 9, 10, or 13, and Dino going to go 1 up to 14. Alright, this is it. Last game of the series. Winner of this goes to the final 4. Loser is technically 5th. But it all comes down to this final match of the round, and we go the full distance. Alright, everyone feeling the jitters here, and here we go. We are underway with game 9. Can the bot load, please? Red 2. Alright. That will be the start here. Faye hoping to get it done. Dino will have the first play here, though. Ooh, double play off the bat here for Dino. Alright, Faye, I don't, we don't encourage that, but alright. Anyways, Dino with the double play there. The bot is not having fun. Yeah, I mean, I think the slowness here is definitely going to play a factor into this final game. It's really going to kind of slow the pace down a bit. Both just kind of queuing up plays here, running red for now. Okay, well now it's selling into like actual bot. Like I thought this would have gone away. But apparently not. Dino gonna have to draw here. But that's gonna open the door for Faye to switch into green. Alright, another draw here from Dino. Another draw on the green. That's maybe a little bit concerning. But Faye able to play the green, gonna go with the green 6. Faye opening up with a bit of a lead here. And alright, that 6 is gonna allow Dino to switch, goes into the yellow. It's looking like 2-color net for now, but we'll see how this one plays out. Ooh, crossover in the blue. Faye gonna deny Dino the yellow. But Dino has a crossover right back in the yellow, has double yellow 6. Faye not happy with that one there. And Faye gonna go use a wild to go in the green. So now we're back in the green, which Dino was drawing on earlier. Dino gonna have to draw on the green again. And double play from Faye here to keep things moving on their end. Green skip green 7. There's the updated score. And that's the opening Dino wanted. Gets to switch back into yellow. He has been avoiding this yellow here. Faye does have the yellow, so she is able to play it. Little run coming from Dino, +2. I mean, do we see another +6 here? No. Alright, only a +2. Gonna be a 3-card run on yellow. Yeah, Faye traumatized by the +6s that have definitely tormented her at points in this series. I believe Faye is still in the lead after that. Yes. But Faye looking to run yellow still. Another double play from Dino. And that's going to be the opening that Faye needs to switch into blue. Does Dino have a crossover, though? No, she's just going to run blue as well. Okay, things are picking up a little bit on the bot. I may have spoken too soon. But that 3 is going to allow a light switch in the green. And that forces Dino to draw. Wow. And wow, and it's a wild back into blue from Faye. Another wild from Faye here. Getting close. May have had that straight 3 there. And looking to try to get rid of their cards here. What does Dino do here? Dino with 6 cards. Was able to play the blue before. Dino with the +4 goes into yellow. Not going to take any chances on that one. Has the +4 saved up and is going to use it right then and there. Okay, still able to run the yellow here. Dino with a draw. That was not the result that Dino was hoping for there. That +4 ultimately ends up being a bit more defensive, but double draw here. And draw city on the yellow. We'll see how this goes here. We're both still drawing, but trying to find the answers. Game 9 here. This is the final game for all the marbles. Both are definitely feeling it here. Want to make sure they come out with the win. Draws keep on going here in this one. If this goes 10 minutes, this will be a series that's gone over an hour. All right, Dino with the top deck finds the yellow. Does this allow either player to get the switch? Oh, Faye with the yellow skip on the top deck, but leaves it open. Doesn't quite have the connector there. Faye, Dino gonna draw again. But yeah, draw's still going on this yellow here, and the +4 kind of ultimately stalled things out a little bit. Alright. Dino with a yellow 7. Both kind of looking for that switch here. Dino gonna have it on the red. But yeah, Dino with the lead here at the moment. As we go to red now, that'll break up Draw City. Faye drawing again on the red. Oh man, that's kind of a similar spot that Dino was in earlier in this game. Alright, what does Dino do here? 8 cards left. We are past 10 minutes, so the series has officially gone over an hour. Yeah, Dino taking a while on this one. Red 5, there we go. Alright, Faye able to get the switch here. The blue. Yeah, I mean, the pace of this is definitely slowing down a bit by make sure both players just kind of trying to carefully navigate this, but also just the bot kind of doing its thing here. +2 slap in the face. That's going to be more cards face away. Faye has a lot of cards built up here as Dano continues to kind of roll down. Yeah, I don't know what's causing this. I don't think Uno Table is going to help with that. But yeah, I mean, well, there's your table. I mean, 5 to 16 here. Alright, big run here from Faye. Throws a +2 on red. And oh my god, it's going to be a +12. Dino's going to be up to 17 cards. And it's going to be a 6-card run here. As we'll have to wait for this to register. Alright. Coming in here, there's the +2, +6, +12. And there it is. Alright, well. This keeps on going here. This is going to end up being the longest game of the series here, but I think part of that is due to the random stoppages that are kind of happening. But grade 2, I saw Cage join for a second. And we're going to have a diddle play here once this one loads. Alright, here we go. There's the well, we had two dittos in a row here. So times two combo, but now I'm gonna break it up with a wild red. That's gonna force Faye to draw again, and this red has been utter misery for Faye here. What used to be a color that she was thriving on has been a struggle bus for her. Alright, Faye gets out of the red here with a green 8. Right. Dino tried to go for the red 8 again, but Faye said not so fast, and that's gonna end up being a ditto play on blue. But it gets Faye out of that red. There's the blue 8. Blue 5 coming in a bit. Right. We'll see what Dino does here. So this game continues on. 11-6. Switch into yellow. Faye believing one of us will win this one, but Faye drawing on that yellow there. Not what she wanted to see. Dino gonna play that 0, gonna try to make it tough for Faye to switch out of. Or draw here from Faye on this yellow. Just bringing things closer to even. Alright, and Dino with the switch the blue off the 0. Faye gonna be able to play the blue once again. And I think for Dino that ends up being big because that gets rid of their yellows, it looks like. Dino just able to run the blue for now. This is a tied game here. Faye switches in the green. Oh man, does Dino have the lineup here? Green skip, yellow skip. May look to have it here. Dino has 6 cards left. This would be another 6 card finish if they have it. Blue skip. So that's 3 skips of 3 different colors. Um, so slowly chugging its way along here. For Faye, this could be a slow and painful demise, though. Another blue skip. Okay, so I don't think the color switch would have mattered. Blue reverse. Still loading. Faye looking to call out, but Dino has 2 cards left. Play up, did not type it right. +4 to red with the Uno call, and that will likely do it, and that will be it once it registers. We'll call it official. +4 in the red and the red 4, and that is it. Dino is gonna make it 2 in a row on the comebacks and gets it done in 9 in a very long final game there. That game goes an hour 13. But Dino able to somehow pull off another comeback and makes it to the final 4. Unfortunately, the great breakout run for Faye will come to an end here, but what a run it has been for Faye. Um, Quite the match to end it off on, as we get a unintentionally long game there, but that will be the way we wrap up the series. Dino, it's going to you. I mean, you were looking down and out for most of the series here. You went down 3-0 to start, brought it back to 3-2, then it was 4-2, and then you end up coming back to claim victory here in game 9. Just your thoughts making it through with another comeback once again, taking down Faye and going to the final 4 for the first time here, as you will face the Lemon there in that matchup. I'll take a second to see what Dino has to say here, and then we'll go to Faye. This tourney has been nuts. You could say that again. It's been a big morale booster heading into a match against a top-ranked player, and I hope this tourney builds my case for a playoff bid. All right, well, I mean, for Dino, this is going to be big here, making the final 4, because, I mean, Dino could definitely be looking to launch themselves up into the D2 championship conversation of the playoff picture, because, I mean, coming into this tournament, Dino was ranked 16th, so kind of being able to build up these wins, going up to 7 wins now, definitely going to help their case. But Dino going to be able to get the win in this one and move on. Faye, going to you. Unfortunately, you come up just a bit short there, but I mean, this has been a really great run for you. A big momentum booster, and and in general, I mean, definitely you have launched yourself into the playoff conversation. Probably more the LCQ side of things, but uh, your thoughts on this match here today? Anything you think could have gone a bit different, and just kind of overall, how are you feeling about this tournament run you're able to go on heading into tournament 4? Definitely a lot of momentum to build up for you, but going into that one there. But yeah, huge confidence boost those first two games thinking it had this. But that proved to be someone tough to play against and had the determination to succeed and get that win. Yeah, I mean, Dxno was definitely fighting hard in that one. Was able to pull off the comeback on that one. Yeah. And crushing match coming in. Slight advantage for Dxno there. I think the only thing I'd like to do differently is don't get too happy too fast because Dxno definitely stumped me a couple of times. Alright, well. We'll leave it off on this. Dxno, you go up against Lemon in the final four here. Your thoughts on that one? Gonna quickly pull up the bracket here. First, the regional bracket. Dxno with the 5-4 win. And then, of course, going into this one, the final spot of the final four has been locked in. We got Dxno joining the mix here and get a bit of the opposite from last tournament. Last tournament we had all double-digit seeds make it to the final four, but a little bit return to normalcy. This time we have a 1 seed, a 5 seed, a 6 seed, and a 7 seed in the final four here. So a bit of higher seeds. All these players were in the top 32 overall seedings. So gonna have that going for it there, but we'll see who ends up coming out on top here in this Medieval Mayhem final four. But going back to what Dilemma said, I don't think they're very looking forward to their match against Lemon. Yeah, I mean, Lemon has definitely been a very feared opponent so far this season for a variety of reasons, but hoping they do not lose 5-0 to Lemon. Does not want to pull a Gabriel here, but yeah, well, we'll see how that one ends up playing out. Just realized I'm still in studio mode, so I need to switch here. There we go. But yeah, that will do it for the stream here. Regional finals are over. We have our final four set. There's the bracket once again. Rajon versus Marbleside in a Battle of Netherlands, and then Dilemma versus Dxno in a Pacific Coast matchup. That's two very different time zone matches here, but I actually think the pairings end up working out well because for Dxno being on the Pacific Coast is definitely going to help with scheduling for Dilemma because that's going to be a very minimal time difference there. And then Rajon and Marble live in the same country, so that's going to be the same time there. So we'll let you know when we have our matches scheduled for this one. But until then, I'm G-Man. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. Congrats to Dxno on the 5-4 victory. Faye ends up finishing 5th in the tournament, so a top 5 finish for Faye. So that's going to be a really big boost for her going into tournament 4. But until then, I'm G-Man on behalf of the Armory team, including myself. Our commentators are Ref Nova. Both the players who came out to watch. Thank you all so much for watching the stream. We will see you for the final four here. Medieval Mayhem is reaching its end, and soon after that, we'll be in tournament 4, the final regular season tournament of the season. But until then, I'm G-Man. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.